deathless day in the state of Texas, and so we ask for your help. I want to thank the elected officials and their staffs for doing an outstanding job. When it comes to projects like this, it really comes down to partnership, communication, and things of that nature. Usually when I speak, several words that do come out of my mouth regularly: partnership, regionalization, freight and trade, movement of people and goods, and economic development opportunities. All those things are associated with this project that's forthcoming. So I do want to continue the great communication that we do have. Communication is key, partnership is key. If we need something, let's work together. Pick up the phone, give me a call. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Pete. Come to the end of our speakers, and I've always wanted to say this, but our next speaker is our banker, John Beckham.
Wow. Well, thank you, Juan, because that's a first in 30 years of being a banker. That people like hearing from us. But really, thank you very much for the warm welcome of everybody here in the Rio Grande Valley. Mayor Villalobos, Manager Rodriguez, and Juan, for the trust you gave with the NAD Bank. I'm joined by my colleague, Carrie Bergman, who worked on this project. And just a little background, the bank is a binational bank owned by Mexico and the United States, designed to do exactly these kinds of projects, to invest in infrastructure that improves the environment, the economic well-being of our communities on both sides of the border. So we're really pleased to be here. And I will repeat the immense amount of collaboration that's taken place, because it was far deeper and far greater than we understood until we came here this morning. And everyone knows there's a huge need for investment in infrastructure to keep the good things going here. Since NAFTA, trade's grown from 175 billion to well over 600 billion, and Texas DOT anticipates that the cross-border traffic is going to triple in the next 25 years. So the key challenge everyone here recognizes is, how do we keep this going sustainably for the well-being of everybody? And I think the collaborations you guys have here is exactly how it can happen. And we are really honored to be a partner in that process. We invested in Ansel Lewis because we believe in a couple basic premises. First, if we reduce the wait time, we increase economic and well-being activity for the greater nations and the local economies. There was a recent study done by the Atlantic Council that said a 10-minute wait, a reduction in 10-minute wait can permit $26 million worth of extra cargo to cross the border. Here in this project, we anticipate saving 34 minutes at FAR by opening up this traffic lanes. That is a substantial improvement in the economic activity and the well-being. What really gets us excited as well at the NAD Bank are the environmental benefits. In the first year of operation alone, we think that reduction in wait time is going to save over 19,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide going into the atmosphere, and 15 metric tons of diesel particulate matter that just comes up and can be a risk to health for the local communities who have to live around this. So we really think this is a win-win solution for a sustainable, greener economy that the border region has to meet the challenges going forward. And I know today's a day of celebration. We are happy to be here, as I said, to be part of it, but there's more to be done, and at NAD Bank we're committed to doing more of that. There's a lot of investment we have to do on the other side, and we're working with the Secretaría de Infraestructura y Comunicaciones y Transportes, Secretaría de Administración Tributaria, our partners here at the McAllen Bridge Authority, to finish out the design and scoping of the corresponding investments that need to be made on the other side, so we really optimize and maximize the trade relationship and the binational relationship for the benefit of Texas, Tamaulipas, United States, and Mexico. And thank you very much for your time. Look forward to it. Oh, I have it highlighted here, but I almost missed it. I have to recognize the support of Senator Cornyn, Congressman Henry Cuellar, both for this project as well as the NAD Bank. I also want to recognize the instrumental work that's already been cited of State Representative Hinojosa and Terry Canales, Bobby Guerra, and Sergio Munoz. Thanks a lot for your support of this project. Thanks for your support for the bank. Pleasure to meet you all. Thanks.
Well, thank you very much. That concludes the speakers. And what we're going to be asking next is if you have a shovel, one of these, we're going to be asking you to please join us at the shovel ceremony. And for the rest, we have, if you could still stay here with us, we're going to have lunch available after the ceremony. So, están en su casa.
The City of McAllen Office of Communications was once again recognized by the Texas Association of Municipal Information Officers, or TAMIO, at the state conference in Arlington, Texas.
We had the biggest turnout we've ever had for these conferences, actually 110 more than we've ever had before, record-setting. We were hosting it here in Arlington. We're very proud to have them here in the American Dream City in our conference. And our award entries, the most we've ever had as well, at over 540 award entries. It's really been a remarkable conference.
The City of McAllen Office of Communications won in 4 different industry award categories. For Marketing PSA, the Office of Communications received an Award of Honor for Marketing Public Service Announcement for its Help Find Kirby video. In the Educational PSA category, MCN won an Award of Excellence for the Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape. For Best Photography, the team won an Award of Honor for a picture of majestic trees, and for Communications Plan, the Office of Communications won an Award of Excellence for its Majestic Trees in Spanish video package. The State Association hosts the annual state conference across Texas every year.
The Office of Communications for the City of McAllen once again had a great showing here at the TAMI Awards program for the TAMIO conference. We are really proud of the work that we do that promotes McAllen and all of the great work that we do. And so to be recognized by this organization amongst the amazing work that's being done across the state of Texas by all of the cities for their communities is really gratifying.
Also, the City of McAllen Office of Communications Director Xochitl Mora was elected by TAMIO peers in Region 7 to represent them on the TAMIO State Board for Region 7, which runs from San Antonio to the Rio Grande Valley and Laredo.
I'm super excited about this new opportunity for McAllen and for this entire Region 7 of TAMIO, which is a part of TML. This is an opportunity to increase the participation and awareness of the communication efforts and style of the entire Region 7.
Mora was also on a panel of communicators called Communicating Through the Storm. The communicators discussed crisis management and communication. Mora shared the communications efforts in the tragic deaths of 2 McAllen police officers in June 2020.
It was a learning experience for all of us in that sense of how do you share grief? How do you express grief in a professional manner and coming from your municipal government?
Other Rio Grande Valley winners were Hidalgo County and South Padre Island, who won TAMI's, the organization's highest honor.
A legislative flyer was created calling to action for the funding and building of a second access to South Padre Island, and it's important as we only have one way on and off the causeway at this point in time. So we're looking at approximately $500 million and 5 to 7 years for it to be built.
Finally, the Office of Communications participated in the vendor exhibit to promote its sister state association, TATOA, Texas Association of Telecommunication Officers and Advisors, for their upcoming conference. The TATOA conference was held in McAllen in 2022, which was a huge success. Congratulations to the MCM team for their great work in promoting the City of McAllen.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. He asked all his therapists to help him undertake some of the house chores. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
And now from McAllen City Hall, a meeting of the McAllen City Commission.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's City Commission meeting. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by invocation by Commissioner Rudy Castillo. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We all please bow our heads, please. Holy Father, we are blessed all be here united, and that we have our community depending on us to make our best decisions for the future of this wonderful city. I also pray that you give us wisdom and joy for our families and loved ones, and that you keep us loved, humbled, and saved always. Amen.
Amen. And we have one proclamation, 51st Annual Nutcracker Ballet Production Days. Commissioner Sebi Haddad.
Hey, how you doing? They're looking great. City of McAllen Proclamation. Whereas the Rio Grande Valley Ballet was founded in 1972 by Doria Avila and is now a registered nonprofit 501c3 arts corporation dedicated to promoting the enjoyment and art of dance in the Rio Grande Valley and across the state of Texas. Since its founding in McAllen, Texas, the Rio Grande Valley Ballet, with Deborah Case as an artistic director, has offered the Nutcracker, a timeless, enchanting story about a Nutcracker prince who comes to life on Christmas Eve, featuring the tradition of Russian composer Tchaikovsky's beautiful Christmas ballet. And this year marks the 51st anniversary performance of the Nutcracker production and makes it the longest running show in all of South Texas, which has become a tradition commencing the holiday season. The Rio Grande Valley Ballet public matinee performances will be held December 7th through December 10th at the McAllen Performing Arts Center. I, Sebi Haddad, City Commissioner of the City of McAllen, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the Mayor and the City Commission, do hereby proclaim December 7th through December 10th the 51st Annual Nutcracker Ballet Production Days.
It is always such a pleasure for us to be here to receive this proclamation. So I just stand here on behalf of 51 years of Mr. Avila being here as a director, and then all the many dancers that have been here. This is not the entire cast, but this year's cast, we have over 117. So I'm deeply grateful for these children that rushed out of school, got their costumes, hair and makeup ready to go to just come here, because they do realize this is a very big deal to be able to be honored by our city, and I appreciate it greatly. Thank you.
I think you're better off there.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Good to you.
Okay. We have item number 1, public hearing.
Mayor, Commissioners, good evening. Tonight we have 4 items listed under routine. They are 1 rezoning and 3 conditional use permits. As always, they come with a favorable recommendation from Planning and Zoning Commission and have received no opposition. They can be approved in one motion or discussed separately. They are rezoning from R4 rather, to C3 at 3321 Business 83. A conditional use permit for life of the use for Quinta Mazatlan. A conditional use permit amendment for 1 year for a social club with a cigar section at 4037 West Expressway 83. And a conditional use permit amendment for institutional use, for life of the use, for South Texas College Technology Campus at 3700 Military Highway. That's all.
Do you have anybody to speak against any of the items? Anybody to speak against any of the items? No?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Need a motion to amend the zoning ordinance of the city of
So
McAllen.
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item C.
This is a rezoning from R1 to C3 at 2213 El Rancho Avenue. Property is located on the southeast corner of El Rancho and South 23rd. It is currently zoned R1. Adjacent zoning is R1 and C3 to the north, R1 to the east, and then AO to the west and south. Surrounding uses include single-family homes, open space, and businesses along South 23rd. The applicant is requesting C3 for an auto shop. Previous rezoning attempts for this property were disapproved in 2012 and 2017. The item was presented at the November 7th Plan and Zoning Commission meeting. There was no opposition, but after some discussion, the board recommended disapproval, so supermajority will be required. There are some pictures that were included in your packet on behalf of the applicant, just so that you can get a sense of the area and the property that they want to rezone. And I believe the applicant is here.
Okay, do we have anybody to speak against the item? Four?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Nobody here?
Nobody here, sir.
This is that.
They were supposed to be here, and they were planning on it, so.
Okay. Yeah,
Did anybody email you or call you in opposition to this item?
No, sir.
Okay, so there's no
There is no opposition,
There's no
period.
opposition. I'll go first on this. I'm in favor of this item. It came before us in 2017, and I think there was only a couple of us on the commission at the time. I've visited the site. Just to the north of this property is all used car lots, and so it would not be a change in the character. If you look at the site map, the lot just north of it is lot 19. That is commercial as well, and that lot doesn't have access to 23rd, so there's a precedent that was set back then. So the subject property, I feel it could go either way. It could stay residential. It could go to commercial, and the use that they're looking at is in line with what you see just north of that, up and down that corridor. And so that's the reason why I'm in favor of it, and we'll see what the other
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, sir.
With regards to the application was made back in 2017.
Yes, sir.
Other than the lapse of time, has there been any significant change, exigent, extraordinary, or different circumstances that has situated this particular lot to be positioned or more applicable with a C3 zoning?
My understanding is no. The applicant waited for, well, didn't wait for 5 years, but tried to do something else with the property. He still thinks that it's not going to be used for a single-family home, nor that it can be. So he just wanted to try again.
Is he also the property owner?
Correct.
And if I'm correct, the lot only faces one street, and that's El Rancho Road?
Correct.
The other commercial lots that are zoned C3 in that neighborhood all face or are connected to 23rd Street?
Lot 19, which is right to the north, doesn't really connect to 23rd. They are two separate owners, so there's two that are directly facing 23rd, and then 19 and 20, which is an R1 and a C3. That one just faces El Rancho. It does not have an opening or a driveway out to 23rd.
And that's not part of the same business that's located on lot 18?
It is not, no, sir.
Oh, it's not, it's a
Yeah.
different lot.
You're saying lot 20 is R1?
It is. In 2005, there was a rezoning intent for both of those lots. Commission decided to just approve Lot 19 and then disapprove Lot 20.
Lot 20 doesn't look like a single-family home. Am I
I
saying it wrong?
do not disagree with that statement.
They use it more like a parking?
Which it shouldn't be used either way,
Right.
but that is correct, yeah.
And the house next door to this proposed property, have they say anything?
No, sir.
They, not before on the record or?
No. In
2017
the 2017 rezoning?
Nothing.
Well, 2012, I wouldn't be able to say. I need to
Okay, so
research.
they had their opportunity, I guess, is to put concerns, because they'll be the ones affected right next to the thing.
They'll be right next to the ditch, right?
Correct. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
the ditch.
Is there
Yeah.
any future plans for widening that Rancho Road or any that we know of that can affect them?
No, it wouldn't, sir. And then the property to the south is the drainage district, so I mean, they're going
There's
to
a
be.
drainage,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult for, a building permit to be issued, but if they're willing to go through the process, so be it. I'll make a motion to approve the rezoning.
I'll second it.
There being a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Against?
Aye.
Aye.
Fails?
Fails.
Motion fails. Okay, next item, we have consent agenda, items A through F. Do we need to pull anything out? If not, do I hear a motion to approve items A through F?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item 3A.
Mayor and Commissioners, 3A is award a contract for the purchase of items needed for the South Texas All Hazard Conference.
So that's to the buy board.
It is to the buy board.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item 3B.
B is consideration and approval of change order number 3 for 2018 Bond Group A drainage.
Mayor and Commission, this project, we just had a ribbon cutting last week. This item is for the adjustment of an existing asbestos water line at Harvey Avenue. Due to a fragile nature of asbestos water line, replacement of the PVC was recommended by water line maintenance. Additional overruns were required for the completion of the construction throughout the project. This is change order number 3 and final. Staff recommends the approval of change order number 3 and final in the amount of $39,184.80, and with 20 additional days of contract time for a revised contract amount of $4,892,999.46, and a revised contract time of 920 calendar days. And we open it up for any questions.
Questions, comments? If not, do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. 3C.
C is award a contract for the purchase of upgrade to the Cinemassive video wall at McAllen PD.
Mr. Mayor, members of the commission, we bring to you this item for an awarded contract for the Cinemassive video wall in our roll call room. This is offered through Motorola Solutions through a DIR contract. The total cost of this project is $60,274. This upgrades an existing project. In other words, the video walls already exist there. We're just upgrading the monitors on that system.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item B.
Four A is ordinance amending ordinance 2237 fiscal year 18-19 annual action plan for Idela Avenue drainage.
Okay, 4A, instead of B.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commissioners. My name is Julia Lash. I'm the Director of the Grant Administration Department. The next 4 items are amendments to our HUD's annual action plans. So in compliance with our citizen participation plan, we undertook a 30-day comment period and we held several public hearings. No comments were received for any of the proposed amendments. This first item, Item 4A, addresses the changes to the program year 2018-2019 annual action plan. The proposed amendment will increase the Idela Drainage Improvement Project by $51,071 for a total of $183,619. Funds to be used for this increase will come from program year 2022-23 recaptured funds. Staff is recommending approval for the proposed amendment. At this time, I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Any questions? Should we do A, B, C, D together?
I would recommend you hear D. The other three are probably okay.
Just go, no, but
Okay,
go
A,
one at
B.
a time.
Yeah, okay. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So
If there's
moved.
no questions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item B.
D or B?
B.
B, okay. The second amendment, item 4B, addresses changes to the program year 2019-2020 annual action plan. This proposed amendment will delete 4 CDBG-CV projects, which are as follows. The trash receptacles for the Parks Department, the air filtration system for the Fire Department, the subsistence payments for affordable homes, and the mobile book service unit for the McAllen Public Library. These recaptured funds, CDBG-CV recaptured projects will be reprogrammed to a new project, the Recreation Trails Connectivity Project. These funds will be used for the installation of a sidewalk and related appendices. This project will satisfy CDBG-CV eligibility requirements of preventing, preparing for, and responding to coronavirus by promoting suitable outdoor social space that will support social distancing requirements. As per the affordable homes, there is also another item on here. It is the affordable homes new construction. This at the request of our subrecipient. They're asking if we could change the use of the funds, meaning the scope of the project, to a rehabilitation and reconstruction of a single owner occupied home. Staff recommends approval of this proposed amendment. At this time, I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Well, my question was, what is, Parks and Recreation, it was their allowance, and what are they doing about the trash receptacles that they didn't buy?
These trash receptacles, sir, the intent was to purchase Big Bellies, and there is a Build America, Buy America clause with our HUD funds, and we were having problems obtaining materials made here in the U.S., so the Parks Department actually forfeited their funds.
I know they did. That's what it was explained, so
Mhm.
if we needed them before, what are we doing to take care of that situation?
We wouldn't be able to use any federal funds to fund those particular trash receptacles. We would probably need to look for additional funding elsewhere, maybe local foundations or state, but not with federal funds.
But not federal money.
Or why not just buy other types of trash
Well, that's what I was-
that qualify?
Yeah, so that's what we're doing right now, is currently looking at other vendors to see if we can purchase those as well.
Well, I know, but we forfeited the 75, well, okay, because in order to qualify for federal, they have to be U.S. made and
Correct.
whatever, okay?
Yes, sir.
So now you're looking another way of doing it, to get it funded. Okay.
I
Answer
hear a
my
motion to
question.
approve.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Next item.
The item 4C addresses changes to the program year 2021-2022 annual action plan. This proposed amendment will recapture CDBG administration funds in the amount of $294,262. These funds will be reprogrammed to the new proposed project, the Recreation Trails Connectivity Project for program year 2019. A combination of the CDBG-CV funds recaptured in the previous item, and then this will bring the total project cost to $789,262. Staff is recommending approval for this proposed amendment. At this time, we're happy to entertain any questions.
Any questions, comments?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item D.
Item 4D addresses changes to the program year 2022-2023 annual action plan. This proposed amendment will delete 3 CDBG slow-moving projects and will ensure that the City of McAllen will comply with the CDBG annual expenditure ratio set forth by HUD. The projects are as follows: Women Together Emergency Shelter, Women Together Transitional Housing Public Service, and Women Together Transitional Housing Improvement Project. Currently, the subrecipient is working on expending funds from program years 2019, 2020, 2021, along with CDBG CV funds for PPE. The recaptured funds will be reprogrammed to the program year 2018 IDELA Improvement Project. In addition, this item before you reconciles beneficiary data for CDBG projects that did not meet the 75% of their proposed beneficiaries. In accordance with their citizen participation plan, we are required to report projects that do not achieve their minimum threshold. 6 subrecipients projects did not meet their intended goals. This amended ordinance would reduce the proposed goals so that they may equal to the actual accomplishments. Staff is recommending approval of these proposed amendment. At this time, I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Questions? Not, do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item E.
Thank you.
Thank you.
E is an ordinance providing for a budget amendment for marketing.
Okay, who has that?
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Commissioners. Item 4E is a budget amendment for marketing. This is to recognize funds received from the McAllen Chamber of Commerce to boost our marketing efforts.
From what to what?
They are sending us,
I'm sorry, I didn't see that item.
An additional $500,000.
correct.
That was at the chamber and now it's,
Is that from the Convention and Visitor Bureau?
yeah.
Correct.
CVB. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have any questions?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item F.
Thank you.
F is an ordinance providing for an amendment to the solid waste ordinance modifying rate changes.
Mr. Mayor, Mayor, City Commissioners, Public Works is seeking formal approval to allow for a sanitation rate increase through a modification to the solid waste ordinance. The proposed amendment is $1 rate increase to its current monthly rate fee of $14.50 to $15.50 for residential and multifamily accounts, and a 10% increase to commercial, industrial, and roll-off accounts current monthly rates. As discussed during budget meetings, the proposed amendment to the solid waste is to account for operational needs and providing our community with solid waste collection services. Staff recommends approval. At this time, I'll entertain any questions.
Questions?
Mrs. Alonso, when was the last time that our city had a increase on sanitation?
2018.
4 years ago? 5 years? And is the increase to kind of also offset the cost of fuel? Or-
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir, and the increased price of vehicles. Yes.
The only thing I will add that Elvira didn't mention is that we did have an extensive discussion on this issue during budget. And so what we usually do is we discuss it during budget. We don't recommend that it get approved on October the 1st, in case you decide not to do it. And if you say yes, then it goes into effect the next calendar year, January 1.
This,
that right?
we can propose it for December 1st?
January
or-
1.
Yeah, January 1. You got it.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
Thank you very
Item number
much.
5, Managers Report.
5A is the master plan top 10 priority list. I'll have Denny go through it. The city commission requested that we allow you to evaluate those top 10 and others for that matter. And we got the list back from the commission. Go ahead, Denny.
Yes, sir. So if you look at the second page where it says elected officials advisory board, that is actually your ranking combined with the advisory board and the survey results. And so you can see from the original listing that we had presented last commission that it is significantly different. If we do take out the advisory board on the second page with the elected officials results, the only change there is 6 and 7 just swap. But we felt the need to add the advisory board and the survey results combined with yours to give you a better reading of what that top 10 priority list would look like.
And the advisory board consisted of how many, and was it the Parks Department, or who was it, the advisory board?
The advisory board, 14 members. When we went through the original survey, they did make some changes. They did combine some of these categories together, and they did eliminate 1 or 2. And so when you're looking at the advisory board listing here, this is what they came up with.
Your advisory board, the advisory board that
Oh,
the city commission.
for
puts
city
together.
commission, yeah, elected
Oh, the
officials
appointed
plus
member.
mayor.
Yeah.
Yes, elected officials plus mayor,
Okay.
results. And I'll entertain any questions y'all have on that.
Questions, comments? What do we need to do on this one?
So,
I'm going to ask you to repeat that again. I wasn't listening. So if I look at the chart, it says ranking results, advisory board, that advisory board is?
The first page is the Parks Advisory Board.
Okay.
Okay? The second page where it says elected officials / advisory board, that is you guys, elected officials plus mayor, plus our Parks Advisory Board results.
Combined.
Combined.
Oh, I see.
Combined, correct.
and we wanted to do that,
More
right?
mine.
Correct.
Yeah, we wanted to do that, yeah.
Yes, based on the
To
last
get
workshop,
involvement from them.
correct. You guys have a decision in that as well.
So which one are you recommending we go with?
Well, based on what this is for, the priority listing for grants, Texas Park and Wildlife, so you just got to keep that in mind, what we can get, potential grant from that organization. But here, looking at this, again, there wasn't that much of a major change from the original listing. And so we feel comfortable with going with the combined.
The combined.
Combined.
I think the combined is good.
I think the combined is good.
Usually grants are needed for
Yeah.
the more expensive items, right?
Correct.
So moved
Second.
for the first one.
So I'll have
For
to
the-
bring
for the
this back.
combined.
Yeah,
So
it's
combined.
I'll have
just
to
a
bring this
report.
back. It's just a report. I'll have to bring it back next
okay.
commission for y'all to approve.
They
and then we can
can't,
go.
they can't act on it here?
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item B, advisory board appointments.
Our favorite.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Commission. This item is for one appointment made by Commissioner Rudy Castillo. He is nominating Sandra Guajardo to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board.
President, I also have reappoint Saul Sanchez at the airport.
Motion to approve?
I don't have anybody, right? I don't have an opening?
You've got four, Commissioner, those that are highlighted in green, they're eligible for reappointment if you wish to reappoint them.
Oh, for reappointment, but, yeah.
Yes. If not, I will be
change.
bringing that item back at the end of the year, because most of these
Yeah,
terms
let me
are
do
up
that.
at the end of December, so I'll be bringing that to you all.
Okay.
Did I have a
I'll do you.
second?
No.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
C is Immigration Respite Center, Mayor.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, immigrant drop-off numbers from CBP and ICE have remained fairly steady over the last 5 to 6 weeks. We're hovering around 200 to 300 per day. The 7-day period that ended November the 15th ended with 1,674 drop-offs. That's about 239 per day, with a 3.9% positivity rate for COVID. And then the 7-day period ending November the 22nd of 23 was 1,529 drop-offs, or an average of about 218 per day, a 5.6% COVID positivity rate. Anzo Duas Park remains active. We have somewhere between 300 and 500 out there at any given time, and a capacity of about 2,000 if necessary. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Future agenda items, we have Public Arts Master Plan, Convention Center Master Plan, Cherry Road, North Russell Road, and I think Ruth Road should be included?
Ruth?
Yes.
Right.
Anything else?
Enough.
No? Okay, we have item number 6, the table item. Do we want to take off the table?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mayor, we want to have a discussion.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried, it's off the table. And item 6.
Good evening. As we discussed in the November 13 meeting, in order for the Community Development Advisory Board to act on an item, a quorum of 8 must be met. Interest has been expressed by the Community Development Advisory Board members that the number be reduced from 8 to 5 in order to assist in meeting quorum for these meetings. So So I provided the roster for you in this agenda item, so you can see our attendance.
Okay, and you're still recommending to go
reduce
to
it.
5 for a quorum? And this
Just
is
for
only
quorum.
a quorum for votes that are necessary?
Correct.
Which is very important because there's funding that has to be approved. Yeah. I'm in favor of it.
Okay.
So we still need to look at the list and abide by the restrictions, right? Which, if you miss 50% of your meetings, you need to be replaced. And so I think we just got that memo, what was it, at the last meeting, and several of us, looks like we need to reappoint somebody, right?
Mhm.
Because our appointee has not been showing up.
Correct.
So, yeah, I guess we have the option of reducing for a quorum, but we still need to replace those that are
Yeah,
not.
we- You we do, wanna yes. engage
We still need to
citizens to
replace,
be
right? So
active.
we could do both.
Mhm.
I guess that's my.
Yeah.
This is just an emergency that, that if they don't have a quorum and because there's 14, right?
It's 14
It's
members,
14,
yes.
it's a large one, it's 2 of us. So it's just for voting purposes, but we still need to replace those that are not fulfilling their needs. Yep.
I agree.
Fulfilling our
Is
needs.
there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Executive session items, Counselor?
Mayor, with respect to item 7A, I recommend the City Commission consider a motion authorizing the city attorney to defend the matter consistent with the defense strategy described in executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Next item.
Mayor, with respect to item 7B, that item was provided to the City Commission for informational purposes and to answer any questions that the commission may have about the lawsuit that was filed by Grand Prairie, but I don't recommend that the City Commission take action.
No action. Item C.
With respect to item C, again, I recommend no action on that
There being
item
no
tonight.
further, no action. Item D.
And with respect to item D, I recommend that the City Commission consider a motion authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate the sale of the real property on terms described in executive.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
I just abstain from item D.
Yes, sir. There being no further business, this meeting is adjourned.
Regular City Commission meetings are held on the second and fourth Monday of each month. Meetings are rebroadcast on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on the McAllen Cable Network.
But this utility and board has done and accomplished for many, many years. I want to thank you all for putting me in a position to where we can achieve something like this. Now, I know Mark's got one other award that was given to us and presented to the